What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. I am here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Tuesday, July 21st, 2026. My name is Chris Drummond. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of upstate New York here and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on to talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a very special guest that's on with me today. She is coming from Monte Carlo, but right now currently is in Brazil. She is a content creator, a sports journalist. Her name is Nicoly Pallazini. And we're going to talk to her about her why of getting into sports, but we're also going to ask her some get to know you questions. So without any further ado, I introduce to you the wonderful, talented, and the beautiful Nicoly. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks a million, Chris. That was a lovely introduction.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I promise you, I worked on that like 2-3 times prior to me prior to me coming on camera for sure.
I wouldn't tell. That was great.
Thank you. I love that. I love that. We're gonna have a great time today. And I always start off with this first question as the same question with everybody that hops on this thing, and that is, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Did you have any role models or any inspirations maybe growing up? But ultimately, what is your why for wanting to become a sports journalist?
I believe my why has become clearer, like as I was just going and finding out what I was really good at. But I feel like it all started back in high school, where I was just with hundreds of questions in my head, like what should I do? What am I really good at? And my first dream, like the first dream of my life, I believe everyone had some dreams that might not be so achievable when we were
Right,
just,
right.
and I had this dream of being an artist. Like I wanted to be an actress, and singer, and I was always really connected with this communication world, but mostly also the artistic world. I did many things as a kid. And then once I was growing up and I was really understanding better how things work and if that was really what I wanted to jump into,
Sure.
I noticed that I was really good at writing and really good at communicating. I always loved presentations and communicating with people in general, doing videos, my YouTube videos. So my family also noticed that as well, and they started telling me like, "Why don't you do something in journalism?" They always thought I had the profile for it,
Right.
and I remember that the reason why I said, okay, that is what I'm gonna do, was my grandfather, because he came up with this day of watching like football. We watch a lot of football, actually soccer. It's probably the most accurate term. And we were always watching soccer together. And there was this one journalist I was obsessed with. Her name is Isabella Pagliari. She's incredible. And he looked at her and looked at me. He said, "That's just, I can see you doing that. Like, for me, that's what you should do." And ever since that day, I had in my head, okay, that might be what I also want to do. And I believe that all started with this idea of being a sports journalist, and
Yeah.
it never actually came out of my head. So I just kept going and going. And when I actually had to go to college, to university, I had no doubt that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a journalist. And in journalism, that's the field I want to follow for sure. There's many others that I'm going to love to explore and to study, but I knew from that day on that sports journalist was what I wanted to be. And the why is just because I simply think we can choose whatever we want. Like, life is so vast and so full of so many things. You don't have to be
Yes.
just one thing. But if you want, you truly want to be something, just go ahead. Like, find your way, work hard, and just go there. So I feel like this is what it has been my why for many years now. I love journalism, I love sports, and I think combining both is just the best of both worlds, you know.
Oh, Nicola, you don't have to sweet talk me, girl. You already got me. I know that's right. Sports is beautiful. Writing is beautiful. I love journalism, and that's such a great story. Like, it's such a great why of just taking it back with your grandfather. inspiring you, telling you, "Hey, listen, you could be her on TV too. You could be that woman too, talking about sports and football." Now, I'm gonna assume here that football is your favorite sport, but what's some other sports that you like as well?
I'm a really sports girly, so I love sports in general. I love following many different sports in many different categories. I'd say
Sure.
obviously soccer is my favorite one, but I
Hmm.
also love Formula One, and I know some people put Formula One like motorsport into different part of sports, but still for me they're all sports. I learned how to love hockey as well because I lived in the US for a while for like about a year in Minnesota, and Minnesota is the state of hockey. So I learned how
Mm.
to love hockey as well, and tennis. I'd say these are my favorite ones at the moment. Like that's the ones that I always looking at news and following the players and everything.
Yeah, and that's interesting that you said that because I transplanted from Minnesota. I lived there for about 3 years. And yeah, I was in Southwest Minnesota. So I typically was doing sports journalism there, covering high schools and covering colleges, but I would typically go to Minneapolis, the city, to cover state stuff. And I also covered the Minnesota Frost, if you know the women's hockey team that's out there, and the Timberwolves, which is the basketball team. So I
Yeah.
say all that because that intrigued me of why I wanted to talk to you as well. I wanted to hear it from you. How was your time in Minnesota? Because I could tell you how my time was, but how was your time in Minnesota?
Oh my god, I could literally spend the whole podcast talking about Minnesota because many people ask me like, "What's a Brazilian that lives now in Europe doing in Minnesota? Like, what is the connection? Why
Right,
Minnesota?"
right.
And for me, Minnesota was just so special because it was also a state that I never thought of, especially from being a Brazilian and living
Yeah,
so far away. I never
yeah.
really thought of Minnesota. But then I had a chance to do an exchange there and live with a host family, and I just jumped it like full head in. I just didn't
Wow.
think, and I expect how the whole year would look like, but it was just perfect. Like I loved my time in Minnesota. The weather can be really harsh, especially
Brutal.
in winter, but I simply loved it. Like even winters could be the most amazing ones because for me, snow was something that I didn't ever have before. So I
Sure.
just loved the idea of having a different concept of winter and having my car full with snow and having to take it off every morning. That was a bit like okay, but you can get used to it. And
Right.
honestly, I just loved, especially summer in Minnesota, got me really, really surprised because I didn't know it was so warm and so full of so many things like lakes. I was going to the parks, lakes all the time, and there's many things for you to do if you just look around. Many people don't think of Minnesota being a very touristic place for you to go,
Oh,
but
it
I
is.
just yeah, but I just loved it, and I have really good friends still in there. I'm planning to make a trip next year to spend like maybe a month back in Minnesota to just feel a little bit closer again. But yes, Minnesota was great.
Yeah, it definitely was a little different. I mean, how I got there because I graduated college in 21, and then I just recently got my master's in 25. So in 21 though, I graduated and I took a full time job out there.
Okay.
And I lived it. I thought when I was going to Minnesota, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be in Minneapolis. This is great. When they told me the city I was going to, it was nowhere near Minneapolis. It was like the distance away. I was like, okay, that's fine. But I still got a chance to go to Minneapolis for the first time, and it was crazy because I've never seen deer in my life.
Yeah.
And when you go to Minnesota and you see deer like just chilling, just looking at you looking at them, and it's like that's different. When you see a bunch of snow on the ground, again, I came from Atlanta, Georgia. We didn't have a lot of snow in the South. So going there, that was crazy, like you said. So I really wanted to ask you about that because I was like, man, the winters were brutal, but the summers were so good. They were great. It felt like home for me, for sure. And then I loved my time in Minneapolis because I learned a lot of new restaurants. I learned some places to go. I covered some great events there. And it was just awesome. So I definitely also plan on going back to Minnesota because I have some good friends there as well, for sure.
Yeah. How far was your city from Minneapolis?
2 hours. It was about two
Oh,
hours away. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So it was called Marshall, Minnesota. So I was actually closer to Sioux Falls. Sioux
Oh,
Falls,
okay.
South Dakota, other than Minneapolis. But I would go to Minneapolis a lot because I had a couple friends there, but I would also cover a lot of events at the University of Minnesota, which is obviously right there in the heart of it. And then the Target Center, where we used to have a lot of state basketball games and state tournaments that needed to be covered for my publication. So I used to go there a lot.
That's so interesting. Loved it.
Yeah, right. That's crazy. But speaking of Minnesota, you went to Minneapolis College. And then you also went to Centro de Universitario, if I'm saying that right. I might have butchered
Yeah.
that, but but I want to know, were there any other schools that could have persuaded you from going to those two particular ones? And if so, what were those schools, and why did you choose those Minneapolis College and the other university?
To be honest, I think everybody's dream, if you're being real in Minnesota, is to go to the Minnesota University, and
Right.
I was not different than those people. But I was literally just using some of the time that I had in the exchange program to study, and I could do some courses and take some hours of extra classes that I could do in any study that I wanted, pretty much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was just for months. It took me around like 3 to 4 months to actually figure it out. What should I use this credits in? Like, what should I study, and where, like, which university, or what should I do? And then after a while, I was already planning, like, thinking of moving to Europe, and I always wanted to learn French. So I saw that in the Minneapolis College, they had this. I don't remember exactly how it was called, but it was not like a full extension course. It was just like uh, some hours of credits that you could get. And I thought that would be perfect because then I can also switch some of the other credits I had left to do something else. And then
Yeah.
I just used this once of in this French course, and it was great. Like, I really loved it because for me it was even better the fact that I was challenging myself in both languages that aren't my actual mother languages. So I was learning
Right.
French from English, that is my second language, and my brain was constantly learning and actually getting out of the comfort zone. So for me it was just perfect. It worked perfectly, and people there, they were also really nice. I even got some of my friends to also do credits in the Minneapolis College as well. So that
Wow.
was just fun. And that's why I chose specifically this one. But then I knew there was many others. Normandale as well has some nice courses, but then I just didn't have enough credits or enough time to do that. So
Right.
yeah, that's why I chose these ones particularly, because they had more interesting courses that could relate to what I wanted.
I loved it. I love it. I gotta ask this bonus question. Did you try you some Raising Canes while there in Minnesota? Raising Canes, the restaurant.
I did, yes.
Okay, okay. Is it good? Was it good for you? Because I know I had it for the first time there, and I thought it was delicious.
I was surprised because I like saw many people always having it, and then I asked my host family. I was like, "Can we get like a big portion of everything, like for the whole family, so I can try?" And they were like, "Of course, like why not? You have to." And I
Yeah.
actually liked it. I was surprised because I'm not super into fast foods like
Right.
Raising Cane's, but then I really really liked it. It was good.
Yeah, I definitely am not a huge person. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If I do go out, Chipotle is probably my spot that I go to more than anything because I'm a huge guacamole person. I love guacamole. I love chicken. I love
Oh,
brown
I
rice.
love
I love
that.
all. So I'm a huge into that. But I never had Raising Cane's before, and we don't have them in Atlanta, Georgia. You know, they have the Popeyes, the KFC, the other chains. So I had to try Raising Cane's because people told me to do so. So when I tried it, I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. It's pretty good. So pretty solid. So I always ask people that lived in Minnesota, did they try that or not? So that's what's up. I like that. I'm gonna ask you some favorite questions, and you just give me the 411 off the rip based upon these questions. Okay, so here we go. Favorite meal you like to cook?
Um, I think there's a couple, but if I had to choose one, just one, it would have to
Mm.
be my fettuccine pasta that I do with salmon
Ooh.
and truffle. I just
Ooh.
love pasta like with the white cream and white sauce, pardon, and truffle is just my main dish. I always cook that to everybody. I know how to do that perfectly, so that's my main dish to cook.
Okay, Nicoly, if we ever grace presents like together, like in the same room, I might have to try some of your stuff now. Now I'm a huge carnivore, but I love me some pasta stuff as well. So I might have to try that dish. I might have to say that. I might have to pull
You
up.
you have to. I swear to God, like my family, my brother and my dad, they're also very carnivores and they love just meat and meat, but they love my truffle pasta with salmon. It's really good.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try it one of these days, girl. That's what's up. I love that. Favorite concert you've ever attended?
Oh boy, that's hard. I've been to many concerts. I really love it, but I I would have to say if I have to choose just one among all of them, my favorite band is they're Australians. They call 5 Seconds of Summer, and I've been in their concert for the first time ever. I'm a fan, but I never been to their concert, and I've been when I was in Minnesota. So that was probably the concert I was waiting for the most, and I think it was just as perfect as I imagined seeing my favorite artist live for the first time. So I'd say 5 Seconds of Summer. That was just my favorite.
Yeah, they're pretty solid. Pretty solid. I kind of put them in the same group as probably a Maroon 5, AJR, Panic at the Disco, which is another. Those are some
Yeah.
other groups that I also like as well. So yeah, that's a pretty solid choice. I like that. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Oh, okay. That I love those kind of questions because I always
Mhm.
think like if I was revealed, what should I say if someone asked me those kind of questions? And
For
these
sure.
are kind of that I always like to think of. Um, but I'd say my favorite one. Oh, it's hard. But lately, I have been really thinking a lot about this one trip to Budapest in Hungary with my brother in the last
Yeah.
year. It was really a special moment. It was just on Christmas time and it was winter, which is not my favorite time of the year in Europe, but it was just so cozy.
Right.
The Christmas market there on an event as well. And it was just nice. So I'd say Budapest is now like my favorite.
All right, I'm gonna definitely have to put that on the bucket list for places to travel because I've never been there. I
Good.
would say Jamaica is my favorite though. Jamaica is definitely my favorite place to go.
Oh,
Went there on a
sure.
cruise. It was beautiful. It was lovely. The food was great because I'm a huge foodie. So yeah, and the beaches was great too. I love water. So anything with water, boating, whitewater rafting, anything like that, I'm huge into that for sure. Okay, that's what's up. Now we're sports people. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a two-part sports question. Okay, so favorite sport you like to watch on TV, favorite sport you like to attend in person. They could be the same sport.
Okay. I'd say favorite sport to watch in person would be Formula One. I just love the atmosphere. I love feeling almost inside of the track and seeing everything so close and so vivid. I don't know in front of me. Um,
Right.
Also would be my favorite one to watch on TV. But lately I've been watching a lot more soccer. So I'd say soccer probably takes that first place watching on TV.
Did you have a dog in the fight when it was Spain and Argentina? Because I know my team that I picked lost, which was France. I picked France to win the cup.
I I was obviously supporting Brazil ever since the beginning because I couldn't actually support any other country. But once Brazil was out, was really at the beginning of the tournament, I was just supporting France all the way as well. So I was super sad when they lost, and I was convinced that they would make it to the final. So after that, I was just like, okay, whatever. I just didn't want Argentina to win. So then I was supporting Spain.
A lot of people have said that. Like, what is? Why don't they? Why do you think, in your opinion, bonus question, that people did not want Argentina to win? Because Messi is the goat. I mean, he's one of the greatest of all time. But why do you
I
think that they
I
didn't want Argentina to win?
I agree with you. I always stated that Messi is the goat and the biggest player we have like from many years on. But
For sure.
however, I feel like first reason of all, I as a Brazilian, I
Hmm.
am failing if I support Argentina in any sport. Like we have this big rivalry, and it's impossible for us to be like friends and supporting each other in those kind of competitions. So let's just begin with that. But also, I feel
Okay.
like they were so insufferable this World Cup. Like game from game, they were about to lose, and they last minute they just turn everything over and win the game. And they weren't playing so like well, the prettiest football
For
that we can
sure.
see. So I was just like
Yeah.
mad because every time that they seemed to be knocked out, they wasn't, and they made it to the final. I was just like, no, that cannot happen. They can't get closer to Brazil in the numbers of World Cups won. So I just didn't want them to win at all.
I feel that. I can understand that. I really do. And thank you for educating me because I did not know about the rivalry between Brazil and Argentina as far as the competition goes. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, going to the going to the World Cup parties there in New York City at the Fanatics Fest, it was quiet. Like it was very quiet for the first like 90 minutes of the game. Like because nobody scored a goal and there was no back and forth with anybody, and it was like just super quiet. And but it got kind of loud that last 20 minutes. The last 20 minutes of the game, it got really loud, and there was some chirping back and forth. So it was pretty entertaining the last 20 minutes. So yeah, now that you say that, I can understand it. So for sure.
Yeah, I bet people were mostly happy because at the end, Spain scored a goal and it wasn't just penalties where it was 50-50 from both sides. I was just like one of those people. I was like, I don't want penalties on this game.
Right, no penalty kick. So I was happy though. I was happy, for sure. Last of the favorites. I'm a huge foodie, as I told you. I want to know what is your favorite restaurant to go to? Because eventually, I'm definitely going to be going back overseas, and Monte Carlo, Brazil, is definitely places that's on my mind of going to. But I would say, what is your favorite like place to go out at in your home country, like Brazil?
I'd say in Brazil, there's this one restaurant that I've been recently, and my boyfriend actually showed me because I didn't know, and I've been living here my whole life, and I never knew about this place. And it's Italian restaurant. I don't know. I know you're more like a meat person, but I think you would like this one as well. And it's so good. I'm trying to recall the name now because it's famous, and I always forget the name, but I'll get that and I will tell you because it's just so pretty and it gives me the comfort of just if I was in Italy, just there inside of a trattoria or something like that. I've been to Italy and I
Hmm.
love restaurants, so this restaurant I feel it replicates exactly how it used to be in Italy, and the food is simply amazing. I swear to God, when I tell you, they make like plates for 5 people, and like it was just me and my boyfriend, and we shared one, and there was still a lot of leftovers for the next day and for the following day. Like it's insane. I never had
Oh wow.
such
Okay.
a life. It's really good.
That's my kind of place to go to. I mean, Italian food is my second favorite for
Oh
sure. My
great, so
second
you're gonna
favorite.
love it.
No, I would love it. I would. It doesn't matter if it's rigatoni. Doesn't matter if it's Alfredo. Doesn't matter if it's ziti. Whatever it is, I love Italian food. My first would definitely be like steak or chicken or ribs, but Italian second, and then Mexican's third. Love me some Mexican food as well. So yeah, I'm huge into that. So yeah, if you can get the name of that, please let me know and we can definitely go from there.
Yes.
Let's talk about your day to day operations. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because as a journalist, as you know, no 2 days are ever the same. We cover something different. We talk to different people. We interview different people. It's all different kinds of content, right? So I want to know. what is your day-to-day operation as a sports journalist? What do you typically cover? How long do you typically work in a day? How many stories do you do within a day or within a week? Do you do games? Are you doing more features? Like what is your typical day look like?
So at the moment, I'm really in a routine that I really like because I can adjust everything that I need just with my own time because I'm working freelance most of the time. So I just mainly wake up early, but not so early, like around 8, and I just take my breakfast. Usually, I like to go and do my sports, like my gym and my physical activities during the mornings as well. But when I don't, I just leave it for later at night, and then I just start sitting on my computer and I just see, okay, what's good today? What can I actually talk about? I'm doing a lot of content, mostly in sports, focused on motorsport at the moment, but also the World Cup and everything around soccer has really
Yeah.
got a lot of attention. So I just do a lot of research about what's going on and news, this kind of things. I write articles as well, freelance. So I just every day write a little about everything. So I have some themes that I can choose to work on. And then I just write a little bit, send the article, then I go back to my search. Also, do some I like to do some notes on the videos that I want to do. So I have this kind of steps
Okay.
where I first think what I want to talk about in that day, and I always like to have different kind of dynamics on my Instagram. So the content that I'm producing now for my personal Instagram, my personal social medias are just pretty much okay. I would do some videos more like informative, talking more about something. Let's say just okay facts about the Monaco Grand Prix, things that I have some property to talk about, or some other themes that I also
Sure.
more research on. So lately, I'm just working on a video about Kylian Mbappe, the French football player, and I
Oh yeah.
was just obviously doing more research because it's not a thing that I just can know by heart. I just have to do some more deep research into his life and his achievements and this kind of stuff. So I like to do a video that is more well produced in this way with more content that people can actually extract something from. And then I also do some more other just content creation that you see on Instagram just to fill people's attention or things more not silly but silly in a way. And I also do that and
Right.
see many many inspirations every day. I feel like if you are on social media, you get many things all the time, like a lot of information, a lot of things, and I just try to
Yeah.
extract something from that because it's really easy for you to lose to focus on what you're doing if you keep scrolling. So I just try to set this focus. Okay, today I have to search what videos I'm gonna do for the week, and then I think, okay, let's plan. I have this printed calendar where I write things on. So I say, okay, today's Tuesday. I'm gonna do a video like this and that, and then I will edit and post tomorrow. So I have this kind of planning to sort out how my week will look like and how much time I have like for my free time and do other things. And that's pretty much how I've been doing
Yeah.
lately. Like I just been working more lighter, just doing my own things and organizing my time with the time that I have. And as well, I'm doing UGC. I don't know if you're familiar with this term, but
Mm-mm.
UGC
What's that?
is like user generated content that you do for other companies.
Ah, okay.
So, apart from
Mhm.
my own content and the articles, also freelance that I'm writing for Wheel to Wheel reports and other journals, I do this UGCs that are this videos. I have some scripts they send me and they say like, okay, you have to post this much videos a week or this much videos a
Right.
month. And I just pretty much have to sometimes be a little bit creative and decide how I want to make the videos, or sometimes I already have a script with every single line I have to say, and then I just post in another account. So I have to manage other Instagram, TikTok accounts. So I manage different social medias apart from my own. And that's really nice because I feel like it kind of englobes also this journalism world where I also research, where I also think, okay, how can I make this work and how can I talk better with the audience with that? And I feel like that's really been working great lately because I've been also from working in a company that I just left in May, so it's different kind of routine now where I can establish my own
Absolutely.
time and priorities of the week and priorities of content. So it's just different that I can manage that and not someone telling me how to do it. Is great.
That's the main one of the main reasons why you go freelance, right? And at least in my opinion, is that you have more control over the creative of what you want to do, what you want to put out, what you want to advocate about, right? And it's not so much that we still love journalism. Yeah, we love working with companies, working with people. It's just the fact that some of the stories that you want to do or some of the things that you want to do when you're within a company, they get pushed to the side because their bottom line is much more important. I started out the same way, working in different publications, doing high school and college. I love high school and college sports. Don't get me wrong; it's very pure. But I also want to do professional sports as well.
Mhm.
Well, I couldn't get there with those different publications and networks because they already had people there. Respectfully, I get that, but I want to. This is something I want to do. So I want to make. I had to make the decision to go freelance as well to be able to start doing professional sports, start building those connections professionally and not just on the high school and college level. So I love the fact that you do that. I also love the fact that that's really how I came across you, Nicoly, is was what you as far as your content goes. I came across your page and I was like, wow, look at this beautiful lady. She's a sports journalist. And I was like, okay, that's intriguing. But then some of the content that you put out, you're very photogenic, obviously, and then how you were talking on your YouTube channel about your movies, and then obviously as we talked about before, the Swifties and the Katy Cats as a kid, I was like, okay, you know what? Not just doing sports, but it just seems like you just love being in front of the camera talking about different things. So I was like, I'm very intrigued. That's why I wanted to reach out to you and talk to you. But I say all that because I want to get to this next question, and that's about mental health and work life balance. When you're in the media, sometimes you can get trolled, sometimes things can be said about you, sometimes it's not always pleasant being in the media. And obviously, with work life balance, when you're working in media, you work long hours, you work weekends, you work holidays, you spend a lot of time away from your family. Me personally, I had to move away. In Minnesota, I was by myself. In Minnesota, with your host family, you were by yourself. Even though you had a host family, you didn't have your regular family with you, right? But you're chasing a dream, you're chasing a goal, an accomplishment. So my question to you is, how do you keep your mental health strong and still try to have work-life balance? Because you seem like a wonderful woman to be around. I certainly wouldn't mind hanging out with you, and I think your friends and family feel the same way about you. But you also seem very passionate about your job. So how do you maintain those things without experiencing burnout or being overwhelmed?
Thank you, Chris. I really appreciate the comment, and I love to have that impression on people because that's how I also want to be surrounded by. I want to be surrounded by people who also can share somehow this lightness and this bring things and make it
Sure.
more lighter in general, you know. So,
Yeah.
turning back to your question, I feel like it can be really easy for you, especially in a media place, in a position where you're constantly, as we said, in the journal and the media and the social media, and just getting bombed with so many information, so many things. It's very easy for you to
Right.
experience this kind of burnout and feel overwhelmed and feel like everything is against you at some point. But I believe what actually makes me feel more centered in what I'm doing, it's what my dad once told me, because apart from being just love being a journalist and love what I do, I sometimes also struggle with, and just like any other person, have stress and this kind of emotions going on. But I remember once my dad told,
For sure.
you have to always look at the glass half full, half empty, and it's it's just how life
Mm.
is. So there's not just flowers in your way. But I knew that from the beginning. Since when I decided to be a journalist, I knew that if I was going for the actual media in front of the cameras thing and the sports and this kind of things, people would sometimes be harsh on myself, and I knew that. So I just tried to keep centered in what I'm doing and think my purpose. So I know why I'm here. I know why I'm doing this. I truly love what I do,
Right.
and I just try not to think so much about the external world. So I just know it's there, and I know they're gonna talk, and I know some things won't go ever my way, but it's just how I like to think. It is the way it is. There's things I can change about it, and there's things that I can't. What I can change is like improve and get some personal feedbacks and take that with me and improve. But the other ones that are mainly mean or just overwhelmed, I just try not to listen at all. Like I know it's there. Sometimes I see it and I just ignore it. I think I will answer. Like I got some comments sometimes, like in videos that got a little bit out of the bubble, and reached bigger audiences. I got some comments like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, why are you there? You're just there because." What we hear, women, what we hear most is like we like sports for the players or for any other thing that aren't related
Uh,
to the sport itself. That's a thing that I
right.
ever
Right.
since my teenage era. So I liked sports, and I heard many times like, you don't know what you're talking about, or you're just saying that because the boys like it, and it's not about it. But either way, I know
Right.
people will say it, and I don't try to avoid it. I just try to not listen to it at all. And I feel like once you start something that you truly like and you know why you're doing that, it becomes easier for you to understand how the whole process works and how the things actually work in this area. And I feel like there's many other great things that we can think about and don't suffocate ourselves just by thinking of those things. I feel like it will be very overwhelming if you
Yeah.
start overthinking about all of this, and it will sometimes get to your head like, am I really good in this? Do I really know what I'm doing? Like, can I do any better? And there's these questions that will always come up, but I feel like it's just important for you to remain with your purpose and stay true to yourself. Like, just why you're doing that, and just try to do your best every single day. Just think one day after another. Don't think too far away. I also think that my mental health got way better once I started just thinking of what I was doing now and not so much in the future, because that got a lot
Sure.
better ever since I started doing this. And when I was younger and was just starting to study journalism, I was just thinking ahead of my future all the time. I was just thinking, okay, I want to be in Europe covering the World Cup or Champions League or doing this or doing that. And I was just every single day leaving thinking ahead of that day. And that actually got me very overwhelmed in the long run. So I just stopped. I stopped doing this. I was just like, okay, here's where I am now. That's what I'm doing now. To get
Right.
where I want, I know what there's things I have to do, but I will do one by one, step by step. And then I feel like that really got better. But also therapy, I think everyone should do therapy at least once in your life. It really helps you get always your things together and stay true to this mindset that I told you. So I think it's really important for you to have a great mindset when it comes to this, and have someone on your side, even not physically. As we said, we you were in Minnesota. I was also in Minnesota, but I'm also abroad most of the time. I'm not here with my family. So if you have someone by your side, that also supports you and is there for you when you need, I think everything will be fine. You have to just keep that in mind.
No, I love that. I love that answer. It's a question that's worth asking, Nicoly. It really is, and the reason why I asked everybody that question is because people deal with mental health and work life balance differently. Right? Balance is different for all of us. Some of us can handle quite a bit. Some of us can't handle much. It's not a judgment kind of thing. Why I'm saying that it's just that to each his own. Right? Everybody's situation is different, but particularly with women in this media industry that I've seen, the trolls get a little bit harsher. The comments get a little bit harsher, and sometimes it's hard to block out the comments. You definitely call it white noise, and you want to try to block it out, but you do hear it, you do listen to it, and some people do get affected by it. And the reason why I ask about that work life balance is because a lot of people don't understand. They see the A side and the B side, right? I mean, they see the A side. Sorry, they don't see the B side. The A side is being in front of the camera, talking. Uh, you know, I see the live hits, right? I see the broadcast. I see you on TV talking. Oh, it's this handsome guy, beautiful lady. They must have it made. They're talking sports. They love what they're doing. But the B side of it is when you're working long hours. You may have to move, be on the move, and travel places a lot where you're not with your family. You may have to work on holidays. And who wants to be away from their family on holidays? Not many people do. But when you work in this industry, you have to, right? Because sports doesn't stop. Nights and weekends when people are out partying with your friends or sitting at a bar or sitting at a cafe or getting dinner, sports is playing. Somebody's at those games covering it. Somebody's at those games working it, and that's us. Now, not to say that I'm complaining about that because I love it with a passion. I wouldn't trade it. I feel like this is a calling, more so than a job, because I just feel like this is something that I was born to do. But sometimes people get a misconception of what this lifestyle is, and they step into it and they don't fully understand it. And this is why I created the podcast, is I want people to understand when you step into these occupational roles, you have to encompass it all. And you can't just have a misconception of it. It's okay if it's not for you, but make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. And that's why I do the podcast that I do.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea. When you actually reached out to me, I looked up your podcast on YouTube, and I thought it was really nice because you can bring these people to really talk about reality of the things and not just the glamour and the side that people always see and the side that may want. But it's exactly what you said. Like, I believe everyone have different reasons to become what they are, and as a journalist, I know many people just think it's
Yep.
super nice to be around. Let's say if you're more into celebrities and be in the celebrity world and covering big events like the Grammys or Oscars, and you're just there, but you don't see the work behind and how much effort you have to put into to actually even have the chance to be something close to that place, and it's pretty much what you said. Like, sometimes you have to abdict of your free times and your times with your friends and
Yep.
going out and
Yep.
travel because you're mostly just covering something, or you're trying to build
Yep.
this portfolio, this experience to the area you want. So it's pretty much about this. You have to
Right.
understand, obviously, what this area it's entirely is, but don't just think about it in a way that, okay, it's too hard, I won't actually go into it. If you like it, you just have to understand that it won't be easy, but you can get there. To
Right.
find the perfect balance, as you said. I also worked a lot, like last year, and even more than I was having my time to rest or to recharge for the next day. And at
Right.
some point, work,
Right.
work, work won't be so functional. But I knew why I was doing that, and I that's the reason I didn't burn out or anything like that. So I feel like if you, as you said, really love what you're doing and you understand that there are things that
Hmm.
you're gonna have to just not open, yeah, not
Sacrifice.
sacrifice, but you have to at some point, like, have to choose between, okay, I will go out or I will work, and if work is what you're gonna do, then you're going in the right direction.
Yeah, yeah, you got to make business decisions, right? No, no question about it. You got to, and it's not that you don't want to spend time with the people that you love, but you also love your career, so you have to kind of balance it out for you. And again, balance looks different for everybody. And I love that question, I really do. But it's a great segue to this next question, which is advice, right? And especially speaking with your situation, because you do sports journalism overseas, right? And what is some advice if anybody has came up to you or if anybody has talked to you, male or female? What is some advice that you would give them about being a sports journalist, particularly overseas?
I'd say that you really should stay true to your core. So I always had in my head that I wanted to do sports overseas, and that's why I leave Brazil, because there is a big room in Brazil for sports as well, and I could simply just stay
Hmm.
here and expand my career here. But I really wanted something more challenging. So um, when I started thinking of that, my family was they were the main supporters of the idea, and they said, Nicole, if you have a dream that is so big that makes you leave and leave us and your family, your home behind, just go for it. Stay true to what you believe. So
Right.
that's what I kept with myself this entire time when I was homesicking, when I was finding it hard, or in a situation where I was just starting my life from scratch outside in a culture and a language that aren't mine. Sometimes I felt like, okay, what if I just go back? But that wasn't ever in my head, like for real, because I just remembered I really know what I want to do, and I know I have to be here, So at least for now, I have to work as much as I can and do as much as I can here. And I feel like that was a great advice, like to stay true to my core no matter what, no matter how much I was missing Brazil or sometimes the food or the people. I was just staying there and believing the process, believing, trusting what I actually was putting the effort in. So I feel like for anyone else that has the same dream or at least some similar dream in sports, I think you should try. The worst that can happen is not working out, but still, like, you have a great experience in your life. Whether it works or not, you will find a good time in this process. So I don't think it's not worth the risk. I think you should try. I think you should just jump. And sometimes you don't have to think too much. If you feel it, just go for it. I'd say that is the greatest advice I received, and I took it for real, and I still do.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to ask this obvious bonus question, but obviously, you know that the Women's World Cup is next year, and the host city for the Women's World Cup is in Brazil. Is that something that you plan on being around for and plan on attending?
Yes, I definitely cannot wait for the Women's World Cup. And ever since yesterday, that was all the media was talking here. It's like, okay, the Men World Cup is over, so now let's just bring the focus to the Women's World Cup. And everyone is so excited here for this event to be happening, taking place in Brazil, because all of the history, like, everyone loves here, lives soccer here. So it's really nice to have such an event going on. And in the women's tournament, like, I just love it. And I also been watching the Women's World Cup for like years now, and I'm obsessed. Like, they are so good, like, so good. And people here even joke, like, yes, the female Brazilian team is better now than the men's, and I won't actually take that, but they are really good, and I'm super excited for the World Cup next year. I definitely will do everything I can to be here, and I'm even talking with my friends, like, from Europe as well, because they are all planning to do a trip in Brazil, and I'm like, guys, that's the perfect timing. Like, you just have to be here.
Well, I'm definitely going to advocate for myself, and I hope that I can get out there to Brazil to see that because I love women's sports. I love the World Cup, and I've never been to Brazil. I would love to go. Obviously, if I'm there, you're there. We're gonna have to link
Of
up. We're gonna have to
course,
do
no,
something because I
for
would love
sure.
that.
You have to do whatever you can to be here next year. I think you're gonna love it. And Brazil is super a warm country for any tourists. So we just love to have people here. And in the World Cup, I just know it won't be different. It will be even more special because it's the World Cup. So yes, if you're here, you have to reach out to
Okay.
me.
No, you know I will, girl. No question. I'm not even hesitating on that because you are absolutely amazing. Now, we have reached a portion of my podcast that we're going to play my interactive game called This or That. It's a game that I like to play with all my guests here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast, and it's very simple. I'm going to throw some things at you, Nicoly, and you're going to choose this or that. So, are you
I
ready?
am.
All right, here we go. So, out of these two restaurants, which restaurant, if you were going to eat fast food, would you rather eat? Would you rather eat Chipotle or Moe's?
Um. Okay, that's tough. I'd say Chipotle, but I'm not super fan of Chipotle. I must add.
Okay, okay. Typically I like to switch up the questions because typically I ask about Texas Roadhouse or Longhorn Steakhouse, but I don't know if you're a huge carnivore like
I
myself.
don't think I've ever been to any of these, so
That's why I switched. That's
perfect
why I
going straight.
figured when you said truffle and salmon, I was like, let me stay away from that. But I figured you probably went to Chipotle and Moe's
Yeah,
while you were
I
out there in
actually
Minnesota.
did, but to be honest, I've been to Chipotle only once in Mountains as well. But the thing is, I like Chipotle, but I don't like spice. So what I got there, it was too spicy for me. And then my friend said, "Okay, you probably
Mm.
got something that was too spicy, and maybe if you try one more time, you like better." But I was always like, "Okay,
Oh,
is
for
it for
sure.
me? I don't know."
I definitely think if you tried it one more time, see what I typically get from Chipotle is I get the bowl. I get double brown rice. I get some chicken. I get some guac, some cheese, some lettuce. Mix that all into a bowl, and I tear it up. I eat it up. If I'm feeling kind of even better, I'll get double chicken and double brown rice. That's what I'll get. But that's if I'm really hungry. Typically, I just get the double brown rice because I love me some
Yeah,
brown rice for
I,
sure. So
I will
yeah, okay,
definitely give
I'm
a
with you on that.
second chance to Chipotle. Maybe I'll like better.
I love it. I love it. Okay, let's do it now. Chicken wings. Do you
I
like
do,
chicken
yeah.
wings? Okay, so when it comes to chicken wings, out of these two flavors, which flavor would you rather have on the wing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
Um, lemon pepper. No, 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 no. I barbecue, barbecue. I'm changing.
Barbecue. Okay. Do you like your wings wet or dry? Wet meaning a lot of sauce.
Um, well, since it's this or that, I'd say wet, but I'd say maybe in between. Not so wet, not so dry.
I got you.
That's for
That's funny.
same
I got you.
purpose.
Okay. Do you like your
Exactly.
wings? I like that though. I like it wet, but just not so wet. I like that. That's pretty good. Okay. Do you like your wings bone in or boneless?
Boneless.
Oh, okay. So do you eat your wings with a
I
fork?
do, yes, usually. I know
That's
people
okay.
judge a
That's
lot,
all
but
right.
I also eat hamburgers with fork and knife. Yeah.
Oh wow. A cheeseburger with a fork? Wow. Nicolene. Wow. Lunch or dinner might be interesting between you and I, because I I have to
When
say that
people
right
say
now.
that some experience,
I've
you know, when
never.
people say that known experience is individual, I think maybe I'd be the first one individual experience sharing this in your podcast.
There's no question. You are definitely the first guest that I've had on that eats with a knife and fork cheeseburger style. I've never had a guest like that, but that's okay. That just means you're original, you're authentic. It's all right, and I love that. You are being you, so I love that, Nicoly. I really do. But that is amazing. That would be very interesting to see that, for sure. Um, Next five questions have to do with music concerts you rather attend. Okay. So if I ask you, what kind of music do you like? Would you tell me I listen to it all, or would you give me a specific
I
genre?
pretty much listen to it all, but my favorite genre is pop. Oh wait.
Okay. We're going to test that theory. All right. So here we go. Out of these two artists, which artist would you rather go see in concert? Would you rather see Rihanna or
Rihanna.
Beyonce?
I love Beyonce, but Rihanna, I love her.
Okay, okay. I like that. I like that. Here we go. They're gonna get harder as we go. Which music concert would you rather go see out of these two artists? Drake or Kendrick
Oh,
Lamar?
um, Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, girl, you on point like a period right now. I like it. Okay, we're two for two. I would have said the same thing. Here we go. All right. The next one. Which music concert out of these two would you rather go see? Ariana Grande or
Ariana
Taylor
Grande.
Swift?
I love her. She's my favorite.
Okay, I love that. I love that. Three for three. Here we go. This one we might differ on though. Out of these two artists, which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see SZA or Dua
Oh,
Lipa?
okay. I already seen Dua Lipa, and I really want to see Caesar, so I say Caesar.
Okay, okay. I thought we would differ on that, but we did not. We did not. I
Yeah,
would say
no,
her
I
too. That she's my future wife. She just don't know it yet.
I love her. Like I'm obsessed with her voice. It's so good, and I always listen to her songs. And I think, oh my god, I need to see this woman live because I think she is gonna be just amazing as she is in the studio.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I agree. Okay, last one. Okay, last one of the music. Which music artist out of these two would you rather go see? Usher or Chris Brown?
Ooh, okay. By the songs, I like Chris Brown songs more, but I feel like Usher would be I like one time like thing happening. So I would say Usher. I think.
Okay. All right. I like that. I like that. And listen, I listen to all those music artists. Like it's very tough to choose between them, but I listen to all of them. They're all in my Pandora, but you did a good job of doing that. Now, let's go back to sports. Which sport out of these two would you rather watch on TV? Baseball or
Basketball.
basketball? Okay. Out of these two sports, which sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Bowling.
Are you a good
I
bowler?
was, but it's been like a year since I don't play. Maybe I stopped. I was in my defense.
I'm sorry. The way your face said I was, it said to me like I'm no longer, and I'm
I
terrible
know
now. Like,
to be very
uh,
incriminating the way I
I
said
could
I
hold it in.
was, but I believe I still am. Prove
Yeah.
it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now you know we may have to test that theory too, because I could bowl a little bit too. Now I could bowl a little bit, just to throw it out there. Do y'all got bowling
What?
alleys out there? Do y'all have bowling
Yeah, yeah,
alleys
yeah.
out there or bowling
Yes,
places
we
that you
do
can
a
go
lot.
bowl?
Like I love to go there every time I can, but it's been a while now since I don't go.
I feel you. I like that. Now, do you
I
like
do. I love it.
desserts? Okay, I'm going to name
Okay.
four categories of desserts. You have to get rid of one of these categories that you would never eat again.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. The first category is ice cream. The second category is candy. The third category is cookies. The last category is grouped together pies slash cakes. Which one are you getting rid
I think
of?
I never thought it would be so easy to say that, but candy.
Girl, you are on point like a period again. Girl, we are connecting on here. I like that. I like it, Nicoly. I really do. Now I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite ice cream flavor?
um, I've been really obsessed ever since I moved to Europe with salted caramel. So I feel like that is my favorite flavor at the moment. I don't know all the time though. Maybe something more basic like cookies and cream or vanilla or something like that.
Wow. Now this is really crazy because you just named my favorite flavor, which is cookies and cream. And
Yeah.
I'll give you a quick story. Cookies and cream is definitely
No.
my favorite ice cream flavor. It is. And the reason why I became it is because of my mom. And my mom she's awesome. She's amazing. She used to buy a tube of ice cream and it's called Neapolitan, if you know about that. It's the three flavors in one, right? The vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. So I was never really a huge chocolate or strawberry kind of person. I mean, I like strawberry more than I like chocolate, but I used to always kill the vanilla. And she used to buy Oreos on the side. So I would get like 5 or 6 Oreos and I would crush them up in a bowl and I would have cookies and cream. So she said she got tired of me doing that because I would take all the Oreos and she would have no Oreos to eat for herself. So I said, you got to buy the cookies and cream ice cream, Ma. And she started buying cookies and
Oh my
cream and
god,
that
that's
became my
so
favorite.
nice. I can't believe you do that. That is an excellent way to make your own cookies and cream ice cream. I like it.
Yes, absolutely. So that's how it became my favorite, and I'm sticking that.
Yeah,
That's just
I'm
what
sure.
it is. I love it. So
I,
I want to
oh,
ask
sorry.
this next one. Do you like
Potato chips. Yeah,
potato
I do.
chips? Okay. So I want to ask you. It's kind of the same format. I'm going to name 4 different brands of potato chips. You have to choose one of these
Okay.
brands to get rid of. Okay. So here we go. The first one
Okay.
is Doritos. The second one is Lay's. The third one is Pringles. The last one is Ruffles. Which one are you getting rid
Pringles.
of? Okay, okay. Now, Nicoly, if you and I walked into a grocery store and I said, go into the chip aisle and buy your favorite chip to eat, just your favorite chip to eat, what chip are you buying?
Um, I'd say Doritos.
Okay. Is there a particular flavor like Cool
Um,
Ranch, Nacho Cheese,
it's hard for me to
um,
say because I feel like my favorite flavor I've never seen in the US or either Europe. I think it's a thing in Brazil, but it's like the main one, but it's different. Like here, it's the red package. It's just like the main one. There's nothing like it's not cheese or nachos with cheese or any other flavor. It's just like the main one. But in the U.S., it's like when it's red, the package, it's a little bit spicy. It's like the spicy one, which I like. So I don't know if just
oh, yeah,
maybe
yeah, those
there
are
is the
good.
same flavor but just in different packagings. I don't know, but I think the main like just normal one is my favorite one.
Yeah. Okay. No, I like those. Those are pretty good. You got good taste. And you were very, very decisive on this or that, Nicoly. You really was. You did a great job for sure. I want to ask this next question, which is called bucket list. And the reason why it's called bucket list is because I want you to speak this into fruition. I want you to give me a top 4 list of events that you would like to cover in your sports journalism career that you haven't done yet.
I'd say in across different sports, I would absolutely love to cover a World Cup that has been probably the dream of my
Yeah.
life and when it comes to coverage and broadcasting and this kind of stuff. So World Cup. Then the Champions League would also be incredible from my point of view
Yeah.
as someone who have been following soccer religiously for years now. That would be awesome. Then I would say
Yeah.
cover a Formula One Grand Prix in general. It doesn't matter which Grand Prix. If I could
Oh yeah.
choose, which I think it would be definitely Monaco, that is my favorite. I'm just always there. It's like my second place, my favorite place in the world. I'd say Monaco, but Formula One Grand Prix in general. And the third one, I am not
Okay.
so much an expert in that, although I like it. I'd say a tennis match like Wimbledon or Roland Garros. I think it would be really nice too.
Yeah, I think that would be great. I mean, those would be awesome. Obviously, World Cup being in Brazil next year for Women's Cup, that would be amazing if you can get on that. And then Champions League, I know you follow that pretty good out there as well. The Grand Prix F1, I would love to go to at least one of those races. Lewis
Oh, yeah,
Hamilton is one of my favorite drivers for
it's
sure,
amazing.
no question about that. Um, and then amazing, right? And then obviously tennis. I'm a huge tennis person. I used to be obviously when Sampras played, Agassi played, but then Nadal was my favorite player. I always loved Nadal. And then obviously Federer and Djokovic, and now we have center as well, and Carlos. If
Oh,
I'm blanking on his last name here, but I know it's Carlos. I
okay.
think it's Alcatraz, I believe, or Alcatraz. I believe that.
Carlos
You said
Alcaraz.
what?
You
Alcaraz, yes, yes. Sinner and Alcaraz has been going at it. They're like the new rivals now of the tennis world. So, and I definitely want to go to a French Open, which is always out because I think it's just amazing how you can play in clay like that, clay on clay courts like that. And I just want to go to a French Open like that. But I love to go to Wimbledon too. I love to go to the U.S. Open and Australian. Go all the majors. I would love to go to at some point and be able to do that. But I think that's a great list, Nicoly, and I could totally see you doing that. I think you'll be a ask you about advice. Okay. I want to ask you about advice, and I know we talked about advice as far as you giving it, but what is some advice that someone has gave you that you hold on dearly
um
to?
I feel like probably the most important one that I can recall, and I keep holding it for life, is the one that I already mentioned to you, that my dad told me, the glass half full, half empty. And in the perspective that he was telling me,
Hmm.
that was just because I was freaking out about like one situation that did go wrong, and I thought like, okay, I feel like this is not happening. That's not going to work out. And he was just trying to calm me down, saying it might seem like that now, it might look like this now, but it's not necessarily all bad. Nothing is
Right.
simply bad or good. Like you can extract something good from that too. So it's just the way you look at the things that makes
Right.
it bad or too good, you know. And I feel like that was very important because it's something that I truly adopted for myself in anything that I need. So sometimes you might have a situation that you don't know like how to deal a little bit, and then I just try to look at the same thing but from different perspectives. Like, okay, maybe that is happening
For
right
sure.
now with me because I have to deal with this and maybe learn from it, from so in the future I just know better. I don't know, like something like this always happens. So when something bad is going on or I'm dealing with something frustrating in my life, I try to look at the glass half empty, half full. Like,
Right.
okay, it is frustrating, but look, like how far I came. Like, look, this can be good in this, you know, in this kind of way. So I feel like that was the best advice
For sure.
that he could have gave me, and I keep using it a lot in my professional life, in my personal life, in a lot of situations.
Well, shout out to your dad. Your dad sounds like an amazing man, no question about that. And yeah, always try to keep it's the same kind of perspective of never get too high, never get too low, right? Nothing is as bad as it seems, nothing is as good as it seems, like you just said. Stay even kill. And through everything, right? And that's what I like to try to do in my life is that everything that I decipher personally or professionally, just stay even kill, because this can be an emotional type of job if you let it be. And because I'm naturally an emotional person, but I know for me when I talk to people, I have to stay calm, cool, and collected because I think best when I'm like that. And you seem like to be the same way as well, which is amazing. Likewise, people, which I love that. We have came to the towards the end of the podcast now that we're going to do some rapid fire, not this or that. So rapid fire. So what it is I'm just going to ask you some questions, and the first thing that comes to your mind, you shout it
Okay.
out with glee. Okay, Nicoly, that rhymed. Okay, here we go. All right, pancakes or
Waffles.
waffles? Okay, juice or soda?
Juice. Chicken.
Chicken or ribs?
Blue.
Favorite color? Favorite TV show or Netflix
Brooklyn
TV
Nine-Nine.
series? Yeah, that's a hell of a show right there. That's very funny. I like that. Okay, okay, hell of a show. Favorite alcoholic
Um,
drink?
Espresso martini.
Okay, you fancy with it. I like that. All right, here we go. I'm
In
with
my
you.
mouth, the main
Favorite
thing
board
is
game?
always espresso martini for me.
I like that. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love those too. Those are pretty good. Favorite board game?
Favorite board game? I'd say I don't know if it's the same like called in the U.S., but it's Detective. I think I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay, detective. Okay, well,
Ah,
it
yes,
might be called
Clue.
Clue. Clue here.
Yes,
Where you got to figure out
that's
the
it.
mystery.
Clue.
Got you. Okay, favorite card game.
Um, Old Maid.
Wow. I'm gonna have to
Oh my god,
Wikipedia
I
that. I do
learned how to
not know
play it
what
in the
that is.
U.S. and I
Old
love it. It's
maid.
my favorite now.
Okay. All right. You might have to tell me and show me that one. I for sure because I'm intrigued. All right, that's what's up. If you had a choice to bring three people with you on vacation, so three plus you equaling a total of four, who would you bring and where would you go? Now, Nicolee, before you choose, you could choose family, friends, or celebrities, or a
Oh
mixture
my
of all
god.
three.
Okay. Um, that's a very important question, and I hope if my family and friends are watching, they don't take it personal. um, oh my god, what did I bring with? Um,
You could choose celebrities to be safe too.
that's true. Um, if I'm thinking in a celebrity, um, I'm thinking who would be fun to share a vacation with. Um, okay, I think I'll go with like my
Mm,
people because celebrities is too much pressure. Not that a family is not, because there's many people I would like to bring with, but I'd say that I would
right.
choose my boyfriend and my best friends Gigi and
Okay.
Isa because it would be really nice to have everyone in this trip. I think.
Okay. And where would you
Um,
go with those lovely people?
I would go to where would I go? There's so many places I want to visit that I haven't. Um, I would love to go with them to some place like an island or somewhere like in Thailand or in Asia in general, like in a beautiful beach or that kind of landscape that you're not seeing every day, you know? So I'd say maybe Thailand.
Right. Okay, okay, I'm with you on that. Now, if you had a choice to choose three artists or three songs to listen to on repeat and never get tired of them, what three songs or three artists would you choose to listen
Um,
to?
I definitely choose like the ones that I'm always listening and I never get tired of. That is Ariana Grande, Sabrina Carpenter,
Mhm.
and
Okay,
5 Seconds of Summer, the band
okay.
I told you. I think these three are safe choices for me. I know I won't get tired of listening.
I love that. I love that. Those are all great artists too, no question. Now, favorite
Favorite
sandwich?
sandwich? I'd say I'm very basic when it comes to this one. I'd say maybe just like a regular um sandwich with like salad and cheese, ham, um, lettuce, and tomato, and maybe
Hmm,
mayo as well. I like that.
okay, okay. I'm with you on that. Now, if there was four cities in the U.S. that you would like to visit, and particularly, just be a tourist at, name four cities that you would like to visit and be a tourist at in the U.S.
That is a great question because in my time in the US, I visit some, but there's so many others left that I would like to have gone. So, I'd say
For sure.
Nashville is one that has been on my bucket list for a long time, and I never made it.
You'll love it. You'll
I
love
feel
it.
like
Go ahead. Keep
Nashville would
going.
be the first one. Then, um, Austin, Texas. Yeah,
Oh,
I feel
yes.
like
The
it's
capital. No
I've
question.
seen many
Yes.
videos of a friend who've been there, and it's pretty. Like I loved it. Um, Hard, just two left. I'd say Miami because I also never been, but it's pretty typical.
Oh, yes. You and me
Oh,
both.
okay,
I've
yes,
never been
because
to
I was like,
Miami.
yeah, maybe everybody in this world has been in Miami, and I haven't because everybody says that. But good, we're togetherness. And there's
For sure.
one that I've been really intrigued and I've been wanting to go for a long time because I also see like I saw a college there a couple of years ago and it made me want to get to the city is Savannah. And I don't know if it's like it's really there's a thing there,
Yeah.
but I really liked it. I thought like the vibes are nice, and I saw like the university SCAD that is in there, and they were in Brazil just doing like um an event, and I talked with them, and they were like, "Yes, come do your masters at SCAD," and I was literally obsessed with it because I remembered I already seen this university before, and Savannah looked nice. So I think these four cities, and if I could add a fifth, would be San Francisco.
Oh, yes. You will love San Francisco. No question about that. Savannah, obviously, in
Yeah.
Georgia. I know all about Georgia. No question about that. And Tybee Island is something that's amazing. If you talk about islands, you will love Tybee Island, for sure. Austin, they have the Austin City Limits Music Festival that's there. Austin's a great city, capital of Texas, beautiful weather. It does get a little hot and humid there for sure, but you'll like that for certain. Now, Miami, I've not been to Miami, and I really would love to go to Miami. I have been to Florida, just have not been to the city of Miami. And then I think your first one that you said,
But
it's slipping my mind.
it was Nashville.
What'd you say? Nashville, that's right, that's right. Nash Vegas is what we call it, and you'll love Nashville, no question about that. It is definitely a great city. And Broadway Street is the most poppin' Broadway Street. If you like live music, live musicians walk around there all the time with their guitars, their instruments. They go to bars, they play. That's just a poppin' scene down there. So
I
you definitely got to put that on
really
the
want
bucket
to
list for
go to
sure.
Nashville now. Like, it just hiding up my expectations.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's definitely great. If you need any recommendations, I got you, no question. Now, what is the sport, Nicoly, that you would play that you would dominate in?
I'd say soccer because it's the only one that I actually played for a longer period of time. I started playing hockey when I was good as well, but I can't say that I
Okay,
was good at. So I really loved it. It was fun, but I
okay,
was bad. I was trying my best out there, and nobody could tell otherwise. But it was just hard, and everybody knows hockey is not for everyone. So I just understood it was not for me. But soccer was
right.
definitely the sport I've played like my entire life growing up. So I'd say it was the only one that I was actually good at. And I was even playing with the boys because the girls, most of the time, they didn't want to in school. And then I was doing like extracurricular activities in soccer after school as well. So it was really nice. Like, it was a nice time.
I like that. Now, I'm going to ask the opposite. What is a sport that comes to your mind that you would absolutely suck in if you
I
played?
think the
The
first one that
first
came in
sport.
my head now was baseball. I think I never was even close to play baseball, but I just know I would completely suck. It's just something that wouldn't work for me. I think I don't have enough coordination for that.
Now, see, that's surprising because in soccer, you got to have hand-eye coordination. Obviously, eyes seeing what ball, the feet. You got to be able to kick on point. You got to be able to run. You got to be athletic. You got to move, block, defend. In baseball, you got to have hand-eye coordination too. Bat, see ball coming, try to hit. And you saying you'll be awful at that?
Yeah,
Is it
I
because you got
feel
to
like
swing the bat?
I don't know. Every time that I think of it, I think that I would miss the timing of like the ball coming in for me to striking it. I don't know. I feel like I would completely miss it and it would be horrific and everyone would hate it. So
Mhm. I feel it. I feel that. Now, last of the rapid fire. If there was a job within the sports journalism media that you would like to do for a day? So, like, if there was a job as far as covering an event that you would like to do for a day, what event would that be
Um,
and why?
I definitely would say the Grand Prix, like hovering a Grand Prix for a day, even if it's only that day and nothing else after. I would be like, it would be delightful to do it because I feel like I live the sport and I really love what is going on there. So to be at the heart of what's going on and what people is seeing and showing, be the one showing that to people in their houses, that would be amazing. And I honestly have many inspirations in this area that I follow. So if I could be just like one of them and being in there, like showing, okay, that's the track activity right here. I have the McLaren car, Max Verstappen right here, Charles Leclerc. It would be just nice to
Yeah,
to be around
yeah.
this whole atmosphere and be like just in the center of what's going on. I think you kind of give the rhythm of that when you're the one covering the news and showing the paddock, showing the whole thing. And I feel like it would be definitely my choice if I could just choose out of many others that I told you. I think this one, particularly for a day, would be incredible. As especially as someone who has been to some Grand Prix and I attend as a fan, it would be just nice to be there as a journalist, as my work, my main work.
No, that's amazing. That's really awesome, man. This conversation has really been awesome about just learning about your why, learning about who you are, where you came from, your why of why you do what you do, with your grandfather, giving you that inspiration behind it, saying that one day you can be what Isabel was to you, as far as being inspiration to you, and then you coming over from a country all the way to Minnesota, right? I mean, making that jump, making that leap, even though it's exciting that you're about to start something new and you're about to chase your dreams, it's also scary too because you never did that prior to that. You never been to Minnesota. You don't know what's in Minnesota, right? But be able to come over here, get the knowledge, graduate from college, do awesome content creating, and then be able to kind of carve your own niche. Being able to work within different companies, but also now do the freelancing thing like we both do now. I just think it's a great story that you have to be able to learn multiple languages because English is not your first language, and then be able to do great, again, content over there. Just shows the dedication and passion that you have for this industry. I'm obviously a new fan of yours and a huge supporter of you now, and definitely will continue to follow your future endeavors on what you do in this industry moving forward. I want to say thank you again, Nicoly, for being on my podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder. And my final question to you is there anything else you would like to add about yourself, the job, or anything at all
I
before
would
we
like
conclude?
to also thank you for the opportunity and for this excellent podcast. I absolutely loved speaking for about an hour and a half and having this conversation with you. So nice.
Yeah,
I really would like to just highlight what I said before, just stating everything else. Like, if you have the dream to be a journalist or a communicator in
sure.
general, and you really want to pursue that, just keep yourself focused and stay true to your core. Follow your dreams, whether they are in your country or anywhere else in the world. I feel like there are many things that we are capable of doing, and we can do as many things as we want because that's life. And as I said, is my why. Like, I do things that I love, and I don't find it hard to just choose one thing when I can be and do many other things as well. So just try to combine everything you love and find why you're actually doing it and just keep doing it. I feel like that's the main point of everything. And yes, difficulties will be in your way, but you just have to keep yourself on track and let them just be there. Don't make them scared you and anything. And I feel like that's it. I really appreciate the opportunity, and I wish you all the best for the following episodes and next guests as well. I will keep following it for sure.
Absolutely. You and I will most certainly stay in touch. We'll be talking to each other soon. Again, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday and the rest of your week. And I just hope that you
Of
have a
course,
wonderful, wonderful
you
week. So
too. And also,
until
if
next
you're
time.
planning to go to Monaco or Brazil, please let me know because I have just the best recommendations for you, and we have to link up.
We certainly will. No question. You take care,
Take care,
Nicoly,
you
and have
too,
a wonderful,
Chris.
wonderful
Thank
day.
you.